Hello, Stitchy friends. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. This is the Runner Stitcher. My name is Andrew, and this is my dog Winston, who always likes to be in the video, smiling at the camera. He's crazy. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out and seeing what I'm working on and what Winston is up to. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and checking this all out. So today I've got a lot of stuff for you, but maybe not quite as many whips as I've had in the past. I found that the Great British Baking Show challenge that I was doing gave me a lot of whips to share in my Flosstubes, but I'm kind of putting that on pause for the moment, and so back down to a normal. I think I've got 5 to share with you today, which is exciting. And then lots of plans coming up as well. So I wanted to film this video. Typically I film on Tuesdays, but I wanted to share this one because I'm going to be starting Flossmas, a little Flosstube extra Flossmas season tomorrow. Tomorrow is December 1st. I can hardly believe it. I'll share a little bit about my plans with that towards the end of the video, so stay tuned if you're interested, but I will be trying to do a little video every single day leading up to Christmas. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around, hit subscribe, and check out what I've got for you this holiday season. But because that's coming up tomorrow, I wanted to kind of just wrap up my November and let you know how the rest of that month went without having that carry over into those Flossmas videos, which will probably be shorter videos anyway. And so yeah, I'm here today to just kind of wrap up November, share what I got done, and go from there. I did want to just mention that all the giveaways that I had a few videos back have now been claimed. So there were a few people that were still outstanding and hadn't claimed them yet. They've all been claimed. So again, congratulations to all the winners, and excited to get that all in the mail to you. But they've all been claimed now, so we're all squared away on that. The only other thing I wanted to really mention was the Wicked movie. I know you've heard it from Pam and Steph, and they had all the goodies as well, but I just wanted to mention it as well because I've been to the theater now 3 times to see it, and I don't even know what the last movie I would have seen multiple times in the theater was, but I was just blown away by this film. The 2 leads are great. It's filmed really well. It's just beautiful on screen. Anyway, I won't say anything more so that I don't give anything away, but if you have not seen Wicked and you're interested at all, I highly recommend going to see it in the theaters. It's just a wonderful experience. Like I said, I saw it in 3 times now. The 3rd time was in IMAX, which was incredible. And I think I'm going with my friend a 4th time. So yeah, clearly I can't get enough of this movie. But that's what's kind of been going on with me. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving for those here who are here in the US. That's always just a fun, nice, relaxing day. This year was a little different for me. I was here in New York, but I was just by myself for the day, which was totally fine. That's when I went to see Wicked in the morning. And then I came home, and rather than cooking and having all the leftovers and things, I ordered in some Chinese food and put on Christmas movies and just had a really nice, relaxing day here at home, which was quite lovely. But I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving as well. The only other thing I wanted to mention briefly was I am going to attend the Jingle Ball, which is next weekend. I got my ticket, and at this point I don't have any classes that I'm signed up for. I'm still debating about a couple of them, but I will be at the event. I will be at the stitching tables, so if you're going as well, let me know, and feel free to pop in and say hello if you see me in any of the rooms. But I'm really excited. I've never been to the Jingle Ball, so that'll be a first for me. I'm sure there'll be patterns and things I want to buy, but it looks like so much fun. I had a great time at Midsummer Stitch over the summer when they hosted it, and really looking forward to this one as well. So I keep forgetting to mention it here, but I will be attending that and going to it, so I've got my ticket. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have to share with you at the moment. I don't think so. So let's just jump right into my cross stitching then. So the first thing I want to share is I don't have any finishes or FFOs, but I do have a new start, and y'all know what that one is because I shared it with you that it was my November Whip Go call. So let me just grab this real quick. And what I'm talking about this time is Celtic Autumn. This is by Lavender and Lace, Marilyn Levitt Emblem. this is what she's going to look like. Although mine is going to look quite different because I'm doing a orange conversion of the dress and some of the colors on the outside. I just didn't really think this screamed autumn to me. So there is a blog, I think it's called Janet, what is Janet's last name? Janet Granger, I think, who has a blog online, and she listed all the conversions she did for her autumn piece, and I just loved the oranges. That screamed autumn to me. So that's what I'm doing. So it's not going to quite look like this, but you get the gist. Here are the colors that I will be using, or at least most of them. I've put most of them on floss drops. There's still a few that I have not used yet, so they're not on floss drops. Typically when I kit up a project, I'll put all the floss in the bag, and then as I need it, that's when I'll convert it over to the floss drops. So that's why not everything is on here. But you can see these colors are much more fall and autumn to me than the purples and golds, just in my personal opinion. So I started this finally since November was almost over and I hadn't even begun the project yet, and my goal was to put in 2,500 stitches. Happy to report that I did that, so that completes both of my November Whip Go calls now, but I was able to put in 2,827 stitches, and I'm approximately 15.56% done. I say approximately because I did get this in markup, but it's not everything is counted, not all the stitches are in yet, so it could be a lot more stitches than what it's showing currently, or it could be less. There's just some tweaking going on, but at least it gives me kind of a ballpark of where I'm at, so around 15%. But here is what I was able to get done on Celtic Autumn. So you will see that I did not work on her at all. I only worked on the borders, and I really, really love how this is looking. So I'm going to zoom in here just so you can see a little bit better. But I was able to get these kind of 4 big border motifs on this side, and then worked my way over from the top to get the whole borders at the top done, as well as the word autumn. And I hope you're seeing when I put this in close, but there is so much petite treasure braid in here. I hope that shine is coming through. Basically everything that's gold in here, all these outlines here, this whole border row, all of that is petite treasure braid. And yeah, I think you're seeing some of the sparkle. So much so that I used an entire card of petite treasure braid already, and I'm only this far in the project. The blog that I was following did recommend that I have 4 cards of petite treasure braid. I think the pattern only called for maybe 2 or 3, but I did go ahead and get the 4, so I'm hoping that will be enough to get me through the whole project. But this was my first time working with petite treasure braid, and I did like it. I don't think I have a preference between that and Krynic. I don't mind Krynic either, but this was fine to work with as well. I did use 2 strands of this when I was stitching with it, so that's why it kind of like stands out more. It's a little thicker, which I like, and that's sort of what I wanted. But yeah, this is stitched on a 28 count light hazelnut by XJew Designs, and I'm stitching this 2/2 again with the conversion from Janet Granger. I will say that these motifs here, were quite fiddly in the sense that there's a lot of colors with very few stitches, so you end up kind of putting a floss on your thread and having it to do 2 or 3 stitches and then ending it and starting a new color. So that's why I kind of worked down these, because I was like, I do not want to leave these until the end. Not my favorite part, but I got this far done. I think there's like 2 or 3 more to go down this way, and then there are some smaller ones that go on this side as well that I'll get to eventually. But yeah, just a lot of color changes. I was debating, like, should I show you my back? I don't know if this helps to see the different color changes, but you can see there's just a lot going on there. So anyway, I am so happy to have this piece finally started. I don't know if you guys remember, but from the beginning when I started filming Flosstubes, this was a pattern that I had in my stash that I said I wanted to start, and WhipGo waited all year for me to start it. I could have started it before, but I wanted to wait till the fall anyway. So I'm really, really happy that this is now this is now a whip. And the other exciting part is now that I'm completed with Autumn, this little gap here in the bottom border, that is where her hair starts. So the next time I pick this up, because I'm almost finished here, I can maybe do a little bit of the border here on this side, but I'll also get to start with her hair, which I'm very excited about. So that is Celtic Autumn. Okay, and that's the only new start I have. Well, I have sort of a new project that I'm working on, but it's not a cross-stitch start, so I'm going to talk about that after my whips. We'll get into that then. But that's the only new cross-stitch start I have. As far as my whips go, let's get into that. Works in progress. These are projects that I pulled out since the last time I saw you and put a few stitches in to make some progress, but ones that I had already started. So the first one I'm going to share with you is my Christmas Wonderland SAL. And this will be coming out a lot in December, so get ready for that. But I wanted to just show you a little bit where I'm at now. I should have put a picture up there where I was the last time you saw it. And I pulled this out because I had an evening where I was just done stitching on Celtic Autumn. I just needed something else to like refresh my brain. And I was like, why not just get a little bit of a head start on Christmas Wonderland? I knew that's a goal piece to finish in December, and I knew I still have a lot of stitches to go on it, so it's going to be tough for a week, but thought any stitches I can get in now will be helpful. So I put in 317 stitches, and I worked on this section here. So I think this building right here is the one that I worked on. I think I also finished maybe this fill in here for the wreath, the guy who's selling the wreaths. And what else did I do? Maybe a few other things over here with this house. I can't remember exactly, to be honest. But I know this building is all new. So that's kind of exciting. I think I also added this lady who is, I think she's got a present here, so she's maybe doing some last minute shopping. But yeah, this is looking really good. Here's what the whole piece looks like so far. And yeah, so I've got the rest of this corner to stitch up here, which I'm really excited for because it has Santa and the reindeer up here in this corner, and I've been saving that to stitch in December. So I'm excited to get to that. And then I've got some fill-in of, I think there's 2 more large houses that go here in this section. And then there's a few items that go down here as well. So, but that is my Christmas Wonderland SAL. And again, you will be seeing a lot of that in Flossmas, at least the first week of December. So stay tuned for those plans as well. But I had really a lot of fun with this. This is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I'm stitching it using the full kit. So this is a 16 count, kind of bluish gray Ada, and I'm stitching with all the kit materials, including the floss. And that's 2/1. So that is my first whip. Okay, on to the next one. The next one is my Which Whip pick, which I had to bring out because I told you guys I would try to work on this at least once between every video, and that is Stack of Pancakes. This is by SammyStitchesStore on Etsy, and since the last time I saw you, I was able to add in 489 stitches. I'm not kidding, I finished my last Flosstube video, and because I had pulled this out and saw it on screen, I was like, I just want to work on pancakes today. So the rest of the day, which I have not done with this piece in a while, but the rest of the day I dedicated to this project and got in 489 stitches. So I'm now at 40.16%, and adding those 489 stitches to what I already had completed for the goal for Which Whip, which was to add 2,500 stitches, I have now reduce that to, I still have to do 1,577 stitches. So this will still be coming out, not in December, but in January. So here is where I got to this time. So as you'll see, I decided to go back to cross country. So I kind of filled in some parked threads here, and then I worked in this section a lot. I kind of took a thread from here where it was and just worked it in wherever it went over here. So I got a lot done on that section, and you will notice that this top pancake is just about complete. We've got the rest of the syrup here and a little bit of the outline of the pancake, but the first one is coming along. It's almost done. So that's exciting. And yeah, I enjoyed it. When I went back to cross country, I was like, this is so much more fun to me. and enjoyable, even though it's scary doing cross country. I just found it really, really helpful for this piece in particular, and so that's how I think I'm going to stitch it now. Okay, and now I've only got 2 more whips, and actually I need to pause real quick, so hold on. Well, that was only 1 second or even less for you, but for me, there was something I forgot and I had to grab it. So I wanted to jump into my next whip, and that is Saga. And I know I told you all that I have the next Saga story for you in my next video, and that is true. So today I've got the next Saga story. Now, this is a long one, and I'm probably going to struggle through reading this because it's very wordy and a lot of like words I'm not, yeah, you'll see. Anyway, and it's long, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So here we go. This one is called Lord Merry and His Racing Vultures. Lord Hugo Merry of Godalpus Hall, which lies in the Hundred of Gallow near Little Snoring, Norfolk, just as his name would seem to imply, is usually slightly and good-naturedly drunk. He's a real country gent, all tweeded hacking jackets, hunt balls, and pigeon racing. Unfortunately, a few years back he was thrown out of the Royal Pigeon Racing Association, of which Queen Elizabeth II was patron for many years with her own lofts just a stone's throw down the road from Hugo on the Sandringham estate. It was rumored that his rather dodgy trainers, Barry of Felthorpe and his half-brother Two Trousers, don't ask, had painted Go Faster stripes on all Lord Merry's birds, thus breaking every rule in the book. But nothing was ever proven conclusively, because the birds had molted before the case came to court, and the matter was thrown out, although it lodged very firmly and forever in the memories of all the other members of the local fancy. Never one to quit easily, old Hugo simply treated himself to a pair of racing vultures, Scroat on the left and Dongle on the right, and he had spotted on eBay and carried on regardless. Scroat and Dongle proved to be virtually untrainable. They only returned to their loft when bribed with gourmet treats, attacked all the pet cats for miles around, and back in 2019, they took out the entire Red Sparrow's aerial display team as it was flying in tight formation over the Clacton Air Show. It was a terrible scandal at the time, and yet another black mark was notched up on Lord Merry's increasingly battered escutcheon. The drug squad finally grounded the pair of flying menaces shortly after the Dakar to Paris air race a couple years back, when both birds were found to be carrying drugs in custom-built canisters strapped to their legs. Nowadays, Scroat and Dongle are confined to the Godalpus estate, although it's rumored that they still fly beneath the radar from time to time to meet up with Quill and the Great Colin at the Rat Catchers for their monthly darts tournament, which attracts contestants as far afield as Swaffham in the west and Stokesby Ferry in the east because of the huge cash prize offered to the winner. So that is the Saga story. I'm glad I made it through. I think I did all right. Pretty fun though. So now I want to show you some racing vultures. Okay, so you saw where I was last time on this piece, and basically I completed the outside of the arch that was next and just needed to start filling it in. And here it is. So I worked on this section here and filled in this whole house. This is the estate that Lord Merry lives on. And then I filled in the first vulture here. This would be on the right, so I guess this is Dongle. And I started a little bit of Lord Merry himself, and you can see that he is holding the wine bottle in his hand there. So I got just kind of the top part of him, and then I ran out of time, and I got my stitches in that I needed to, and that's where I stopped. So the next time you see me, I will complete him, obviously. He'll have a body, I promise. And then this side, there is the other vulture as well. So, but that is pretty fun. Lord Merry's estate. So I'm pretty happy with that. And again, here is a full look at where I'm at with Saga. Pretty cool. So I added in 1,192 stitches. I don't think I said that yet. And sorry, let me just move my screen a little bit. Okay, back. So 1,192 stitches, and that puts me at 22.60%, which is really great. I'm stitching this 1/2 on a 36 count vintage country mocha, and I'm using the Silks For You PR207, which I'm really loving. So that is Saga and the latest story. Now, you probably won't get a story for a little while because I still have that little arch to complete, and then there's some other arches in between before we get to the next story. So you'll have to wait a little bit, but stay tuned. There will be more stories coming up. Okay, then I have one more whip to show you. And this is actually, I guess, sort of a finish. It's a finish for now. But this is my Mermaids of the Season SAL by Bella Filipina. And the last time you saw this, there should be a picture up now, but the last time you saw this, I had all the stitching completed, so I just had the beads to add. And I realized that I needed to finish this in November because it wasn't in my December plans, and December 21st, I think, is when the winter solstice starts and when I'm supposed to be working on Winter Mermaid. So I needed to get this done. But I had done most of it last week, so all I did this time was add in the beads. And I have to say, I think these are my favorite beads so far with this mermaid series. So here is what she looks like. I'll try to get in as close as I can. I thought I had turned the thumbs up off, but I guess not, because they're back. But here's what she looks like. So she's got these big sort of reddish beads, reddish pink hue. Then she's got some light purple beads in the flower sections that are really pretty. She's also got some gold beads. And then in her tail are these beautiful like root beer, I'm trying to see if I can get it close enough, these root beer colored beads that are just beautiful in person. And yeah, she's looking great. So this is stitched on, and now thumbs down. I thought I had turned this off. Sorry guys. I'm gonna have to look into that again. But this is stitched on a 28 count, I think it's called Spring Rain by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And I'm using all the called for threads, stitching it 2/2. The beads, I used Nymo thread this time, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. So this is a finish for now. I've also completed her little section up here. So that center motif is done with her. So yeah, this is gonna go away, and then we will be on our last mermaid. All I have is the Winter Mermaid to go here. I will try to start that in December on the date. We'll see. But, excuse me, then this piece will be almost completed. I can't believe it, but I'm so happy. I'm gonna also put in a video here of what Autumn Mermaid looks like a little bit closer up, because I think you can see the beads a little bit better in that. But just so much fun adding the beading to a piece like that. When there are holes left in the dresses and in the mermaid's tail, it's so satisfying to go back through and fill in with beads. And the sparkle and shine that it adds, it's just great. So I had a lot of fun stitching that up, and really excited to get to the final mermaid. I also wanted to call out, I don't know if anyone else saw, but Bella Filipina did release sort of a new version of these seasonal mermaids, which I absolutely love and wish that they had done that before I started this project. But it's in a diagonal shape. So each mermaid is kind of facing a different direction, with the idea that it's in a square still, with the idea that you can rotate it diagonally. I hope I'm explaining this okay, but rotate it diagonally so that the mermaid of the season you're in is up, and then the next season you'll rotate it again, so a new mermaid is up. But when they redid that, they redid some of the border, which looks so much better. I'm not stitching the border on this one just because I didn't feel like it added very much. It was just kind of a plain border with X's, and that was it. Well, they're all with X's, but you know what I mean. It was just a very plain border. And I took the motifs that were in the corners of the border, because that's what I liked and was kind of exciting to me, and I made my own little motif in the center section. Well, in this new pattern from Bella Filipina, they basically took that center section and expanded it and made it so cool. So if you're interested in that or this pattern, check out the new version of it. It's pretty cool, and the border looks really good, but I will be happy with mine as well. Okay, so those are the only whips I've got. So November It hasn't only even been 2 weeks since I last filmed, so I'm just happy I completed my goals and got as far as I did. I'm glad I got the Mermaid completed. I'm glad I got Celtic Autumn started and going so far, so it's been a good rest of the month. The next thing I want to share with you is a Flosstube extra that I'm going to be working on, and I sort of sneak peeked this. Is that how you say it? I posted a sneak peek, sneak peeked, on my Instagram, sorry. And yeah, so I wanted to share with you a little bit today of where I'm at in that, because technically this project is also a whip now. I wasn't sure how long this was going to take because I had never done one of these before, but what I'm talking about, and I will be doing a separate Flosstube extra video just dedicated to this project because it's not cross-stitching, so I don't want to spend too much on it here, but it's related. So what I'm talking about is the company called Babylon Leather. They reached out to me and asked if I would want to collaborate and work on one of their kits. Now, they are a company that offers DIY kits for leather bags. So their bags are all top grain and full grain leather, and the kit comes with everything you need. It comes with all the leather pieces, all the sewing materials you need. The pinholes are already pre-cut in the materials, so you don't have to worry about that. And then basically you get all the pieces of the bag and you can assemble it and stitch it and sew it together yourself. So I was like, actually, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's still sewing, still stitching, but just completely different from what I have been doing in cross stitch. And I thought it'd be fun to try something new. And so I received this in the mail, and that's basically what I've been working on the past 3 days. So you guys here will get a little sneak peek of where I'm at in this project, and the video that I post shortly in the next day or two of the Flosstube extra will catch you up and kind of show you my process and get more into the kit and everything like that. But I am working on a bag, and here is what the bag is going to look like. So this is one side of the bag. I did all of the stitching for the handle. You can see anywhere there's white stitching, that was all me. None of this was put together. It was all in individual pieces. So you've got these two big pieces, large pieces together. This here will have a pocket. So once the bag is fully put together, you'll have a pocket on the outside. And yeah, so that's what the side of the bag kind of looks like. This is the last part I need to assemble to put this on the piece. But here's where I am now. So this is the other side, which looks identical, except it's also got sewn onto the main piece here. So that's the bottom of the bag. Up top here is the zipper that was sewn in. And where's the zipper? Here. That's what we'll open for the bag here. And yeah, I have really been enjoying this, I have to say. It's definitely different than cross-stitching, and it comes with its own challenges and struggles, but the nice thing about this is it was really easy to do when I was watching TV, because you would get started on stitching like a piece like this, and you just have to go the whole way across. So you don't have to follow a pattern or anything. You can just kind of go, you get in the rhythm of, once you learn the stitch that you're using, which I think is called a saddle stitch, maybe. You end up, I'm not sure what the name is, but you use 2 needles at a time and kind of go through and weave it through. So that was really exciting. I've never done that before. And yeah, then it was really relaxing to just kind of work on. Now, I will say it keeps getting harder the further along I go in the video. Now, obviously, I'm pretty far along, right? I've got just this other side to stitch, and then the bag will pretty much be complete. There's a few little things added on to the end, but that's basically the last step. But the first steps were just like sewing this piece onto here or sewing this here. Very kind of simple things. Then we got a little more challenging when we had to sew the handles. So the handle, there's a piece in here that kind of folds, and you have to kind of hold that piece while you're stitching around it. And it definitely required some hand strength to kind of maneuver this leather around the piece to make this handle. So that got a little bit harder. Then we got to this section, which looks very simple, just this tiny little piece here to put on the the handle for the bag, or for the shoulder strap. But because this is so thick, I don't know how well you can see it here, it's very thick to go through the bag. It was so tight to pull the needle through sometimes. So I was there tugging and pulling on my needle to make these stitches work. So that got harder. Then we got to the zipper, and the zipper wasn't so bad, but then we got to putting this first side together. Now, I am very happy with how mine looks, and I know it's not going to be perfect. You know, I did my best, and I'm learning as I go, but I'm going to be really proud of this once it's fully completed. But stitching this to the zipper, which was a loop piece, so you stitch all the way around, was tough. So you start in the center here, and then kind of work your way to the side and down and around, which was fine until I got to the corner. The corners were so difficult to stitch. Now, I'm very happy with my top two corners. I think they look pretty good. You can't even really see the stitching that's in there. My bottom two are not the same. So I'll show you here, but you can see the stitches right here and also on this side. I think I just was not able to get it tight enough as I was stitching. Now, it is tight where this is not gonna come out. This is not gonna break. This is not going to like come undone. It's just aesthetics, right? In these corners, you can't see any of the white stitches. In these corners, you can. And that's on me, right? I think, yeah, I'm just learning as I go. I thought I had it tight and as tight as I could, but you know, it is what it is. I'm still very proud. So I will keep working on this, and I like I said, I will be doing a separate Flosstube extra on that whole project and kind of sharing my thoughts and my review of the company and the product itself. But I wanted to give you a little sneak peek here of where I'm at with that product. So I'm going to put a link down below to the bag that I chose, that they were so graciously had offered to send me one of their kits. So I chose this bag. I'll put a link down below to that. And they also were great and decided to give a code for me to use for my viewers that you can use to get 5% off their site. I think they have some things on sale currently, and I think this 5% is still good on top of that. And I think most places they offer free shipping too, so that's awesome as well. But I will put the code down in the description below for you to get 5% off if you're at all interested. Or if you know anyone who is crafty, we all are crafty, right? But if you know anyone who might like one of these for a Christmas present, they're a lot of fun to stitch, and it's definitely something different to kind of assemble your own bag or your own product and kind of see the outcome. So that's my little Flosstube extra project that I'm working on at the moment. And that's all I've got to share with you this time. So I'm going to move on to plans. So as you know, November Whip Go is completed. I did the Strawberries Forever piece the last time we spoke, and I did Celtic Autumn this time. So December Whip Go, I've got 2 blocks left. I'm going to put a picture here of where my Whip Go board is at, but I can't believe I've kept up with it so far. And unfortunately, it left 2 of the biggest blocks for me for the same month in the last month of the year. So we'll see what I can do this month. I'm not sure. But I've got 4,000 stitches to do on Fruits of Plenty, and then I've got Santa's House, which is the first house that I will be stitching from the Cottage Garden Samplings house series that we all know and love. And I'm going to be stitching them all on one big piece of fabric. So luckily with the Santa piece, it's Christmas, so I wanted to start with that one. But I know that that one will stay, and I know that one will be in the bottom right corner for me for where I want it. And so that makes it pretty easy to start and work on that one. There is another house coming out called Tudor House that I don't think has been released yet. I haven't seen it if it is. And I may, if I like that one, I may switch out one of the other houses and swap that in. So the rest of the format I'll kind of play with, but Santa's House I will be working on. So we'll see how far I can get. When I did this Whip Go board last year, I didn't really understand how many stitches were in each project and how fast I could go, but my goal was to fully complete one of these houses. So that's a big goal. I don't know where I'll get, but you'll see as we jump into December. And then, yeah, so speaking of December, tomorrow is December 1st, and I'm going to be doing Flossmas to celebrate along with you all. and share some Christmas stitching with you guys. So I'm going to talk about a little bit what to expect in the next, I guess, 25 videos coming up in the next couple of days. And so let me just grab a couple of things and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back now to talk about Flossmas and what to expect. So I've broken down the next couple of weeks in December into 4 projects. I'm going to be working on the Christmas Wonderland SAL that you saw previously in this video. That will be for week 1, so I will start that tomorrow, and my goal is to complete it in that week. So if I finish it early, I'll move on to the next project, but hopefully in a week I can get that done. So you'll be seeing Christmas Wonderland. Then for week 2, I'll be working on Donner, which is by Nora Corbett, and this is what Donner will look like. This is part of the Christmas Eve Couriers series, and I started this back in July for Christmas in July. My goal for this is also to finish it because I love the idea of kind of starting one in July and then finishing it at Christmas. Whether or not that's possible, I don't know. I'm going to show you now what I've got done so far. So I have the whole deer to stitch, basically, which I'm sure is a lot more stitches than I expect. But I do have the entire border and Krynic done, and I do have the antlers and some of the lights and garland kind of hanging off the antlers completed. So that is where I'm at right now. And yeah, we'll see how far I can possibly get in December in the next week. Again, that's a lot of stitching for the deer. So Donner might not be a finish. Maybe he'll hang over until January, but we'll give it my best shot. We'll see. Then week 3 is going to be the fabulous Santa house that I spoke about. That is this one. So that will be a fun Christmas stitch to kind of start and work on, and we'll see how far I can get with that. And then the 4th week will be Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery, and here is where I'm at on this piece. So that's my starting point, and my goal is to put in 4,000 stitches for the month. Now, the stitches on this piece always go pretty quickly. It's only 2 colors, and once you get going, you just kind of go. So I found that the 4,000 stitches was not too big of an ask for me. So that should get accomplished. At least one of the whip goes will be done. All right, so those are the projects I've got lined up for December, but in addition to that, the Flossmas videos will contain a few advent calendars. One I shared with you already, sorry for the crinkles, one I shared with you already was the Evertote and Roxy Flossco and Modern Folk Embroidery collaboration. This is the Holiday Countdown 2024, and I don't know what the piece is going to look like. I don't know what the pattern will look like, but yeah, I've got package number 1 sitting in this box waiting to be opened tomorrow, and I will open this live on my Flossmas with you to get that started. And I've also got the linen that I ordered in this one, so we'll open it and we'll get to see what the linen looks like as well. So that will be one of the advents that I'm working on. The next advent that I'm going to be opening with you is something my boyfriend got for me, and that is, sorry for the crinkle, this one, Christmas Cross Stitch Advent Calendar in a Matchbox. So this has to be like the smallest advent calendar I've ever seen, but it's so cute. It's literally in a Matchbox. Now, I don't know if it's broken down by day inside or not, but it does say it comes with 24 mini counted cross stitch designs, which is exciting. Sorry, it's upside down for you because I need to read this. It comes with 8 pre-cut white Aida, 8 pre-cut blue Aida, 4 red Aida, and 4 green Aida. So all of that is in this box. And then there's some needles in here, and then there's 8 skeins of floss in here. So that will be exciting to see what those colors are. It also says there's 1 mini wooden hoop in here. So that is a tiny hoop. But this should be a lot of fun. This will be a project that if I like the pattern for the day, I will stitch on. If not, you know, it'll be fun to open and see what's next each day. And my final advent, another one to share with you. This I just got at Trader Joe's because I thought it'd be fun, but this is full of milk chocolate. So I will be opening one of these each day and having a little piece of chocolate to start the day off with you guys. So that's just some fun and festivities that I've got for my Flossmas videos that you can look forward to. Again, that will start tomorrow. And, oh, one more thing. I've also sort of picked 25 of my, not necessarily my favorite, but just Christmas albums that I listen to almost every year. So I have a list of 25 different Christmas albums. I'm going to spin a wheel each day and see what number is called. And then whatever number that is, I'm going to listen to that Christmas album that day. And I'm going to share it with you just in case it helps you want to listen to Christmas music, or if there's a new album you haven't heard of and want to check it out. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of share some Christmas music together as well. So yeah, that's Flossmas, and I'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early to start all of this with you. So I hope you're enjoying it, or I hope you will enjoy it. Sorry, Winston is whining. I guess he wants to say hello again. But yeah, I hope it'll just be a lot of fun and we can all kind of celebrate the festivities together and kind of enjoy each other's company during the holiday season. But sorry, editing me here. I am going to interject this in somewhere in the video. I'm not sure where, but I realized I forgot to share the haul that I had listed. And Winston wants to come and say hi again. I forgot to share the haul. So I wanted to show a few patterns that I've received. Not received, but that I bought. The first one, this is called Angel of Love. This is by Lavender and Lace. And here is what she looks like. I just think that dress, the design in the dress is so cool. I've seen this pattern a number of times and just never found the right one to purchase, but I finally was able to get it. So yeah, cannot wait to stitch this. Not sure when, but another one to add to my collection, which is great. Then I wanted to share, I got the house number 12. This is the log cabin, what it looks like. I also got the Calico Kitty from Classic Colorworks that comes with it. But yeah, I'm excited. I love this one. This one will definitely be staying in. Then I was on a Facebook destash group and I found two charts. These are, I guess, I'm not sure, Bing Chan's maybe is the chart company, but two charts. One of them is Empress. Look how amazing she is. She's so good. I love the colors. I just love the design. I think her face is stitched 1/1. And then of course I also had to get the Emperor. And yes, this is also by Bing Chan, who is the artist behind these. But look at the Emperor. Oh, he's so good. I cannot wait to stitch him as well. So these will be great companion pieces also, but yeah, really excited to have these in my stash. Those are all the patterns that I bought. And then because one of my rewards for WhipGo was to buy a new project bag, I ended up buying one from She's So Sassy, which is the Sheila, the Crow River Stitcher. I always get that mixed up. I'll put the channel down below. But I love her channel, first of all. If you're not watching Sheila, definitely go check her out. She has amazing projects. I love watching the progress that she makes on her pieces, and beautiful, beautiful stitching. A lot of samplers. She's doing Prairie Schooler, their monthly series, and the way she's finishing them looks amazing. Sorry, that was Siri that just scared me. Apparently scared Winston as well. Gosh, this video is going to be a mess. Anyway, she always posts bags on her Etsy site, which is She's So Sassy. And I've been looking for a patchwork bag for a long time and saw this one that she had posted. And I was like, I've got to have it. So I ended up buying this from her, and it is just beautiful. Still looking for the right project to put in, but I cannot wait to find one. And here's what the inside fabric looks like. It's got some flowers and designs inside too, but it is just absolutely beautiful. So super excited to have this. Her bags go very fast, so just be checking her Etsy site, which I'll try to link down below, but they're beautiful, really well made. So love it. Anyway, that is all the haul I have to share with you. So I will put you back to the regular video at this point. Hope you enjoyed this one and it wasn't too messy. Okay. And that's all I've got for you. So keep running if you're a runner, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch, which I guess is actually tomorrow. So until tomorrow, bye.